So hey guys, I'm Alim. I'm 18 years old from England. And I own the channel Lord Aleem.
Hey guys, how's it going? And welcome to another video.
Hey guys, how's it going? And welcome to another video.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back.
This is the one you've all been waiting for, ladies and gentlemen.
Angle set, and we're good to go.
So I started making content when I was 16 years old, and people have seen me grow into the man that I am today. Alhamdulillah, everything was passion, everything was a hobby. Now today, alhamdulillah, it is the largest automotive transportation company in the United Kingdom and Europe.
Aleem, have you reached all of this because of the love of your family?
Yes. Oh, 100%. 110%. And you know, if you have a good heart and you are pure with people and you are genuine, Allah will give you more and more without you even having to work too hard as well. It will just come to you.
Your dream cars as a kid.
Bugatti.
If you could only own one car for the rest of your life, what it would be?
Bugatti.
Again. Welcome to another episode of Zero Vision Podcast, where we meet people who started from zero with something incredible. My guest today is someone who took his passion for cars, luxury, and content creation and turned it into global brand. Lord Aleem is not just a car lover. He's an entrepreneur, a content creator, and the CEO of Blatinium Executive Travel and a PET Yachts. Whatever a super yacht, supercars, yachts, and a luxury lifestyle, he's living a dream and taking his audience along for the ride. But today, we are not just talking about cars and business. We are talking about real journey, the struggles, the mindset, and the movement that shaped into him. Who is he today? Welcome, Aleem.
Assalamu alaikum, Captain Saha.
Walaikum salam.
Thank you so much for having me on your podcast.
It's our pleasure.
As the first Emirati ship captain as well, it's a true honor to be here on board and on your podcast. Definitely the most special podcast that I've had a chance of doing, and I really look forward to our conversation.
Thank you so much. And we are having a special guest when we talk about it and let the audience know. Before Lord Aleem, before the supercars and the luxury lifestyle, what was the first zero moment for Aleem?
For me, before Lord Aleem, I mean, from a young age, I was always fascinated by, I have a completely different perception now, but it was fame. You know, it was always something that, why is this person popular and so well known? And what is it about this person? And why do some people go under the radar? You know, why is some people existence is not even known and some people are known? And then there was always a fine line between, people that have a talent, have something that they're known for, like yourself being the first Emirati ship captain. And then I kind of understood that, in life, if I want to make my mark and I want to make an impression and I want to kind of assert my stamp on this earth, then I have to become something that I've always dreamed of becoming. And that was the person I am today, alhamdulillah.
So did you have a clear vision about your dream or about Aleem, who he's going to be? Did you believe about this?
Yes, I did. And the reason why is I have a great support system around me, my mother and my father. My father is a huge enthusiast for cars. So from a young age, he would always take me to the car auctions, would take me to the car dealerships, would always surround me with the world of cars, and always tell me, inshallah, one day when you're older, you'll have this car, you'll have that car. Remember, there's a very fond story of mine is when I was very young, around 4 years old, 5 years old, and I wouldn't go to sleep on the nights. And my father would take me for a little drive around the town. And I wouldn't go to sleep until he took me to the Ferrari showroom.
Oh.
Yeah, and we would stand outside the Ferrari.
What age you were?
Pardon? I was around 4 years old at this time.
4 years old?
Yeah.
But it's a Ferrari show?
Yes, exactly. In Birmingham, a city in the United Kingdom. And there was a Ferrari showroom there. And this memory, I don't remember much from my childhood, but this is a memory that stands out for me. Maybe because we did it every night for like God knows how many months. And we would stand outside the Ferrari showroom and we would look at all the beautiful 1995, 1996 Ferrari 355s, the Testarossas, all glistening in red. And I was always saying, Papa, when can we pull this out the showroom? And he goes, Inshallah, don't worry. When you're older, you'll have them all. And alhamdulillah, today I'm super blessed to have a showroom with all my dream cars, a 2-story showroom, one of the best in the UK. And yeah, it was my father that instilled that passion with me. And then obviously with my mother's prayers, we took it to the next level. I noticed
your mother today, she's been with you, across with you, and she were really taking care so much about you. So we said the family loves who made a man or who made a woman.
For sure,
exactly. With their support. What was your first car that truly made you fall in love with the automated world?
Okay, so I was scrolling around on Facebook and I was trying to choose which car I would have as my first car. Again, you know, I know you mentioned earlier on in the podcast that, you know, I come from zero and whatever. Alhamdulillah, I've had a great support system, like I said, around me. And, you know, my dad would help me out in some places where I needed a little bit of help.
It's about you, not financially from your father.
Yes, obviously we helped take it to the next level. But at the very start, my dad did everything in his capacity to make all my dreams come true, but always reminding me that the core principle of this is to always look after your family. It's not about the materialistic things that you have. So when I came to choosing my first car, I chose a Volkswagen Scirocco. And I saw this body kit that I could put on it. I wrapped it in matte gray and I was the coolest kid on the block. And then I started making content with it. And even today, whenever people see me in, whether it's the Bugatti, whether it's in the Rolls or whatever, they always say, hey, do you remember your first car? And I said, yeah, I do actually. It was the Volkswagen Scirocco. And yeah, that was a car.
You still have it or did you sell it?
No, I sold it. We had some issues with it, with the engine. Obviously, I was always driving it very aggressively everywhere.
Some people, they love to keep something that to really feel this is the first dream they did. They had it and they kept it there.
Honestly, I do regret selling it. But
you
then,
can look for it.
Yes, I did actually. I found it again in a car auction. But my dad looked at me and he said, do you really want it back? I said, yeah, I do want it back. Gosh, now let's move on with life, you know? I said,
maybe
okay.
if it was Mercedes antique.
Yeah,
it might be.
Yes, exactly.
If I met Aleem when he's in 18 years, what can I see?
You'll see someone with relentless drive, passion that just is coming out of his eyeballs and his ears. Everything that I did, I just put my absolute 110% into. And I didn't understand what I was doing as well at that time. Everything was passion, everything was a hobby, whether it was making videos. I wasn't actually planning on marketing and taking my father's business to another level. It was more so about sharing my passion with others because I had nobody to share this passion with. Only son. I have a sister who's not so interested in cars or anything like that. She's more into her education and she's a lawyer. So I didn't really have anybody to share this passion with other than my father. And my father really wasn't interested in you know, kind of content creation and that sort of stuff. He was always saying to me, you know, Aleem, it's not always good to, you know, at that time show off or, you know, put yourself out onto another level. Sometimes it's good to go under the radar and keep life simple. But we soon changed that perception of his. And yeah, the 18-year-old Aleem that you would see is someone who was completely immersed in his own world. Everything that was around me was just my own world. And everybody that entered it would always leave falling in love with everything that I loved as well. And that's why I created this audience.
I love that you already had your vision. It's not a zero moment. You already had your zero vision and then you started. What was your biggest challenge when you start your PET yacht? And what is the PET yacht?
Yes. So Platinum Executive Travel, which is short for PET, is the company that my father founded in 2006. Now, today, alhamdulillah, it is the largest automotive transportation company in the United Kingdom and Europe. We are pioneers and innovators in terms of car rental side of things. We are the first company in the world to rent out Bugatti Chirons and take it to the hypercar level. And then once we reached that level of hypercars, we had a plateau moment. We had a moment where it was like there was nothing really exciting left to do. I mean, what do? You buy more hypercars, you buy more hypercars in different colors, you buy, you know, where do we go from here? So as I was scrolling through the Dubizzle, shall we say, or the auto trader of the car world, I was looking at more cars that I could buy, and I was like, this is boring now. I want to go back to when I used to go to Porto Banús with my father, and we used to look at all the yachts in Porto Banús and used to see all these beautiful yachts gleaming away, the Sunseekers, the, you know, all the different brands that were there. And I thought, you know what, I need to find a yacht. So I started looking at different brands of different yachts, and I came across the Lamborghini yacht. And I thought, what better way to start?
We would talk about the Lamborghini.
Okay.
Yeah, we would talk about Lamborghini. And I need to know the story behind the Lamborghini. Why did you choose
Yes.
the Lamborghini? Everyone sees a flashy lifestyle, but one thing people don't understand about this journey. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, every morning, if I was to kind of tell you the challenges that we face on a daily basis, on an hourly basis here in the yachting world, it's not easy at all. But we've got to go through the battles of life with a smile on our face. There's no point taking, you know, stress very, very personally. If there's a challenge there, there's a challenge there for a reason, and you're doing something because other people cannot do this. If everybody can do it, then everybody would be doing it, you know?
Sure.
And I like these challenges. These are boundaries that are set. These challenges are there in front of us for a certain type of person, for a certain type of mindset to kind of eliminate these challenges. And I'm very grateful for these challenges every day because it shows growth. But the yachting world is not easy by any means. They're nowhere near as a boat, anything like a car. It's like a big baby, shall we say. Every day something is happening with the boat. The seawater is so harsh, the salt water. You know, we're in a harsh environment, not just here in Dubai, but anywhere, whether it be the Mediterranean or anywhere else. And I'm learning that every single day, and I'm surprised every single day with the challenges and how we, alhamdulillah, overcome them. And obviously, I could not do anything without my team. It's not a one-man band. There's delegated jobs, and without teamwork, the dream does not work.
But they have a good leadership. That's
Yes.
why you have a good team.
I'm not always a good leader, I promise. Sometimes I do lose my absolute, my head, and I just start, you know, getting a bit panicking, and
That's normal.
It's normal.
That's normal.
But I'm learning.
That's how you build your empire.
Yes.
The big zero. You turned your passion into a global brand. What was the moment you realized I have made it?
Oh, I've had quite a few of those moments because personally, when I have those moments, I absorb them for maybe 10, 15 minutes, and then I throw them over to the side because I never want to kind of accept or understand of where I've taken a brand that was started off in Birmingham by my father, that was only meant to be a brand that was only going to be a national level brand, you know. But I had those pinch me moments when I landed at the airport, and I had people that were receiving their parents or their loved ones, and they've completely ignored them and forgotten them, and they've come running over to me for a picture, for whatever it is. And I was like, wow, like, am I really worthy of this? Why is it that they want to? I have no talent. What is it about me? I still don't consider myself anything. And it's constantly the same thing. You helped us in hard times. Your journey has inspired us. You know, what you do is priceless for what you have done for me. And sometimes I hear this, I get goosebumps, and I don't want to hear it anymore because I don't want my mindset to be diluted into always staying on that path of being driven. You know, when sometimes I get too many compliments, I sometimes relax back a little bit. I feel like I've made it.
Then ego.
Yeah, exactly. Then the ego gets inflated a little bit, and you think to yourself that, you know, I'm the man. When the reality is that every day we're striving for perfection, you know, and I've had a few of those pictures, especially when somebody asked me to sign something of theirs. And then I was like looking at my dad, and I was like, Dad, do I sign it or not? My signature's so bad. And he goes, son, when we go back to the office, you start practicing your signature because maybe in the future you're going to have to do this a few more times. But then, you know, again, Captain Sahar, you know, alhamdulillah, you know, God has given us this respect. I'm definitely not worthy of it.
It's been gifted.
It's been gifted, exactly. And it's a big responsibility. And you've got to know how you can... how you can put it to good use. So that's what we want to do every single day.
You're one of the few dominate both car and yacht industry. How do you balance?
Well, to start off with, again, the teamwork. You know, I have my team in the United Kingdom that is looking after pet cars. And then I have my father fly in every 2 or 3 weeks to come up and check up on me and to check up on what's going on, and my mother as well. So, you know, it's fantastic. But I like it. Again, it's the challenge. You know, to some people, handling one company is a bit much. But when you've done it for 18 years, nearly 20 years, it now feels like, you just take it in your stride. It just feels normal. So now having two companies that you're running, and one is in the world of yachting and one is in the automotive world, I really enjoy it. I enjoy being busy. I don't want to ever be like sitting around and being like, okay, what is there for me to do? As long as my schedule is busy, I'm loving life, alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah, always inshallah. What is the craziest experience you had with a client?
With the yachting side of things or with the cars?
No, we will get with the yacht and then we will get with the car.
Okay, so first with the yacht. Right, so we've been in operation. We got our chartering permit only about 2 weeks ago. And alhamdulillah, we've done about 8 charters since then. And everybody that's come on board is absolutely fascinating. Obviously, Dubai is full of wonderful people, people from all walks of life, from, all different countries. And
Why Dubai?
why Dubai? I don't know. Why Dubai? Why do they?
Why Dubai? Why there's no other destination? Why did you choose to come to Dubai and build your next empire here?
Because I feel like, again, what the Sheikh has done here, in terms of with the vision that he has created for the city, what the vision that he's created for his people, I was inspired by that, if I'm honest with you, more than anything. And I wanted to be a part of his leadership. I wanted to be a part of, his vision. And then when I came and tasted the world of yachting here with the Dubai Boat Show last year, I fell in love. I saw the destiny. I saw the vision that Dubai has. There's still places where we can develop and we can grow the world of yachting a little bit more. But what other destination would you want to be in where all kind of luxury features of the world of yachting that you need are all here at your doorstep? We've got lovely destinations. We have
Structures.
Exactly.
Safety.
Exactly. Most importantly, the safety. You haven't got to worry about your boat being in Dubai Harbour and going home on the night. The security is so tight, and more than anything, when people come to a city and the city gives them so much, you don't want to kind of commit crime. You don't want to make the city messy. It's an honor. It's a privilege to be able to call yourself, a citizen of Dubai. And I'm just very grateful that, my journey for the yachting started here in the United Arab Emirates.
Welcome.
Thank you, madam.
Inshallah, welcome. Social media plays a massive role in your brand. What is the secret to creating content that connects with the people? I need to know that secret.
Yeah, for sure. It's just about being as authentic as possible. So I started making content when I was 16 years old, and people have seen me grow into the man that I am today, alhamdulillah, 30 years old. But my best content where I connected with my audience in the best possible way was when I was super authentic, when I was editing content less, when I was just carrying a camera in my hand and it was just like, right, I need to film this right now, push the record button. Hi guys, how's it going? And welcome to another video. And right now we're here at the Dubai Boat Show. Boom, flick it around, bringing people into it. Now social media has become such a huge platform for people to do so much on it that they think about it a bit too much. They think about the editing, they think about the way that it's all put together.
Honestly, yeah, we think about editing, we think I feel shy to do something, or I might say something, people don't like it.
Yes.
We think more about the audience.
Exactly. And at that time, because it was in its premature phases, I was able to say whatever I wanted to, and that's what people fell in love with. And when you're making a video now, I understand why that is the case, because that's the way social media and online platforms have kind of pushed us into creating more better content, edited better, short form content. And you've got to move with the times. But television was television for a reason.
Yeah.
Hollywood or whatever it is was Hollywood for a reason. YouTube is you recording content in the most authentic way, and it's your channel. It's you. Nobody can dictate to you how to behave or what to do. There's many times.
Or leave it.
Exactly. And Captain Saad, there's many times where I would make content and I would read the comments below and I would get so disheartened. And then my father would come along and say, what is the comment that it says underneath this video? I said, Dad, they're saying that I'm copying a TV program called Top Gear. He goes, son, their production budget is maybe 100 times bigger than yours. They have maybe 14 cameramen and you're recording this video with one camera and yourself. And that's the comments you are getting. you see how you've got to see that negativity in a positive way. But everybody will always have something to say, and that's not a problem. We take constructive criticism on board. But you have to be who you are. Otherwise, you go crazy because you're trying to please everybody. When you're everybody's cup of tea, you end up becoming a mug.
And everybody wants to be a famous.
Exactly.
Not famous is just a time.
Yes.
What is one business decision that you think have been changed everything in your life?
Okay, was when we purchased the Bugatti Chiron. Yeah, the Bugatti Chiron and building my showroom were the two best decisions that we made to establish and affirm the brand in what we wanted it to become in the vision.
Bugatti.
It was my dream car for about 15 years. All I would ever think about was Bugatti. And I would just always be like, when am I going to get one? When am I going to get one?
You know, I have a Lego Bugatti.
Yeah, I also do. Did you enjoy making it?
Yes.
Yeah, it took some time though, didn't it?
Took a week.
I'm not going to lie. I didn't complete it all by myself. I had some help.
One Bugatti, the blue one.
Yes, the Chiron. Yeah, the Bugatti is a phenomenal brand. Obviously, it's a French brand. It's nearly 110 years old. It is the fastest car in the world, the most engineered car, W16 engine. And there's only 500 made in the world. Obviously, the price factor makes it very difficult for anyone and everyone to buy. That's why, I kind of wanted it. But at the same time, the content that I was able to make with that car, being someone so, should I consider myself normal? Like I took that car to the local chicken shop. I took it to the supermarket. I was driving it every day. I did 40,000 kilometers in that car in 4 years. People don't even do 400 kilometers in 4 years. And I used it as my daily car. I took it to Monaco. I flew it to Dubai. I put it on a plane. I flew it here to Dubai as well. So I did everything I wanted to do with that. And that also obviously helped me establish my brand, because whenever someone sees somebody in a Bugatti, they want to know why he has a Bugatti, what is his story, what is it about him. So I also got a lot of fake attention as well, lots of attention that you don't really want. But alhamdulillah, it made me a stronger person when I could see, who wants me for the right reasons and who wants me for the wrong reasons. And now that I don't have one, I sold it, and inshallah, I have another one on order, which is the new Tourbillon. I have 50% of people don't call me anymore, and now this in the Lamborghini boat is...
Yeah. Now, you mentioned 50 people, they don't call me anymore. Is it a friend or a business?
It's exactly. It's in friends. Just your friends. And but alhamdulillah, at the end of the day, for me, I don't really believe in friendship. I like, my family is everything for me. I treat everyone equally. You give me respect, I give you a respect back. You give me 110%, I will give you 120%. And I don't really expect anything of anyone. So I can never be disappointed.
They seen that your ego?
Yeah, I'm a tough person. Yeah. But you have to have an ego, Captain Zahar, sometimes to protect yourself.
In a negative way.
Exactly. Yeah, because otherwise people will just walk all over you, being extra nice, being like hee hee ha ha. Sometimes you got to let people know that you understand the falseness that they're trying to portray in front of me, and then they start shaking like a leaf. So just because I'm nice to you, don't take my kindness for a weakness. It doesn't work like that. And I get shocked sometimes when people come up to me and they talk to me. You're a smart lady, and you haven't got to where you've got to in life, being a ship captain, just listening to anyone and everyone. But some of these people come along and they talk to you as if you're dumb. And I think to myself that, alhamdulillah, that is far from it. But you play dumb though.
Every successful person, it's happened to him.
Yeah.
Yes.
But you have to play dumb.
Exactly.
Say, oh, I am stupid.
Yeah, I am. True to continue life.
Yes.
People always see the success, but they don't see the struggle behind it. What was the hardest moment in your whole career?
Personally, there's been many challenges for both, which my father and I have tackled together. But personally, for me, my hardest challenge was finding the balance between being a businessman in the real world and being an online figure. Giving so much access to people of myself online, and then when they meet me in person, they think I am that same person. I am that same person, but I'm entertaining you through my content online. When we're here around a business meeting, when we're on the table, I'm Aleem Iqbal. I'm not Lord Aleem now, And
Why do you call yourself Lord Aleem?
Yeah, very interesting question. So there's a registration, Lord. So in the UK, similar to here in Dubai, once you have one number plate, nobody else can have that number plate again. So my father in auction bought the number plate Lord, 1ORD. And he had it just sitting around. When I was coming up for my YouTube name, I was like, I need to use what is around me to cause some controversy and to make some noise, you know? So I said, you know what? I'm going to call myself Lord Aleem. And then everybody was like, you know, are you an aristocrat? You know, are you his lordship? Yeah. And believe it or not, Captain Star, I actually, after 3 years of doing that, I got invited to the House of Lords and I won an award in the House of Commons as well from Lord Nazir for a Young Entrepreneur of the Year. And I had that was a little funny moment because I was like, I'm not an actual lord, and now I'm in the House of Lords receiving an award from a lord.
But you took the chance.
Yes.
Around you.
Exactly.
And you built something that everyone called you Lord Aleem.
For sure, exactly.
Lovely.
But yeah,
You're so clever.
Yeah, the hardest challenges, to go back to your question, was exactly that. It was just trying to find the balance of what was happening in the online world and what was happening in the real world, and making sure that I'm not being a busy fool. Being a busy fool doesn't get you anywhere in business.
Yes.
And you have to be focused on the task, and sometimes you have to be shrewd, and you have to tell someone exactly the reason why you are here. And we're not here just for a chat and a cup of tea. The Dubai Boat Show is great. People are here to, you know, indulge themselves into the world of yachting. That's their passion. And I'm here to share that passion. That's why I'm here. I want to inspire people.
You've been participating for 2 years now.
Yeah. No, last year I wasn't participating. I was a guest.
I guess. But your Lamborghini yacht was here.
Last year?
Is it?
No, I only took delivery of it 4 weeks ago.
Because we had 3 Lamborghini ones here.
Yes, there is. You have the green one over there as well, and then there's a grey one as well, and a blue one.
So what's the difference?
The difference is mine is the only one available for charter in the Middle East.
Wow.
Yes.
That does make you unique.
Exactly.
In Dubai Boat Show.
Yes.
And that's why I host you here to talk about this story. Could you tell me a little bit more about it?
Okay, so when I came across this vessel, it's a Tecnomar 63 made by the Italian Sea Group in La Spezia, Italy. I came up with the idea of buying this boat at about 1 o'clock in the morning as I was scrolling through my phone. I went into the office the next day. At 10 o'clock in the morning, I phoned up the Italian Sea Group and I said, I'm interested in buying the Lamborghini boat. They said, okay, no problem, come over to the factory. I booked my flight with my cameraman and my 2 friends. I flew over to the Italian Sea Group. I went there, I saw the vessel, fell in love with it again. And then they said, you know, spec it up now, you know, leave the deposit and I'll spec up the boat. And so I came up with a specification and I left and I was very happy.
But why did you choose Lamborghini?
Why I chose Lamborghini? Well, the important reason why I had to choose an automotive brand that collaborates with a yachting brand was because of my audience. So nobody really, the different brands of yachts that we see here, you know and I know these brands, but the majority, the masses, don't know about Azimat, San Lorenzo, Sunreef, Lursun and all that sort of stuff.
Yes.
You know, I'm learning as well about some of these brands. But everybody knows what Ferrari is, what Lamborghini is, what Mercedes is, exactly.
Fair.
So I had to find a vessel that will merge and excite my car automotive audience and transition them into the world of yachting. And if they were not interested in yachting before, I'm going to be their kind of, shall we say, their catalyst to make them fall in love with the world of yachting. That's been my vision for the start. I'm not bothered about the charter side of things. Like my biggest goal for the first year of Pet Yachts is to meet as many people I can possibly meet that fall in love with the world of yachting because of the passion that I've grown for yachting. So that's why I had to choose the Lamborghini boat.
Excellent. Excellent choice, honest.
Thank you.
Aleem, let's be honest. Have you ever made a mistake that cost you a lot of money? And what did you learn from it?
Yes. Yeah. I've made quite a lot of mistakes in my life, but financially, the mistakes that I've made were with my Bugatti again. You know, driving it fast and taking it places where
Bugatti.
Yeah, exactly. The bumpers. I hit the bumper. I scratched the wheel. I damaged the car, and because I was using it every day, like it's
not
an everyday car.
an everyday car.
I know, but I loved it so much. Every morning when I looked at it, I was like, I'm taking you out.
I just wonder what Bugatti says about you.
Bugatti, they love me. They really do love me because there's nobody that's kind of done for their brand what I have
But
done.
brave to do that.
Yeah, alhamdulillah. And, you know, it was a dream. And for the last 4 years with cars, every morning I would wake up, alhamdulillah, and I would pinch myself and I would be like, oh my God, am I driving a Bugatti? And then I go through my town and I'm stopping at like the supermarket, getting my mum some, you know, chicken from the butchers. And I'm pulling up outside and everybody's looking at me thinking, is this guy crazy? But after a while, they realized, you know what? That's how it should be used. My dad always said to me, he goes, you bought the car.
But you spend money on it.
He goes, now drive it. He goes, it's meant to be the most engineered car in the world. Why you would leave it parked up? Life is so short. He goes, you know, you must enjoy the moments of life. There's no point leaving it parked up, polishing it, looking at it, saying, oh, it looks so pretty. It looks so... Use it. That's why you buy it, no?
Huge respect to your dad. My regards to your dad.
That is the ultimate G.
What did you learn from it?
What did I learn from it? I learned that from these mistakes, they could be avoided. They could be avoided from your temperament. You must be calm at all times. You know, trying to whiz through traffic and, you know, trying to get to places on time. You know, sometimes it's better to think of everything and do everything with a cool, calm, collected head. And I find, you know, in the Middle East here, in the United Arab Emirates, a lot of Emiratis, they are the coolest, the calmest, the most collected people I've ever met ever.
We learn from our leadership.
Exactly. There we go. So that's what I'm here to learn as well.
And now that's what you're learning now.
Yes, exactly.
No more driving Bugatti.
No more. London's a rat race. Now, just put a driver in the car, go into the back seat, do your work on your phone, arrive, and that's it. It's better.
You had the chance to do that now.
Alhamdulillah, yes.
The luxury car and rental industry is competitive. Have you ever had a moment where people try to make you down?
Yes, all the time. But in the starting years, so should we say it's only in the last 3 to 4 years, have all the companies now in the United Kingdom, in Europe, even in Dubai, they just come and they say, boss, please come and take a seat. You know, we are in awe of the way that you have managed and you have grown your business. Now we get ultimate respect. But before it was always like, what car are they buying? Let's buy the same. Let's do it cheaper. But my father always said to me, always maintain your prices. Your price is your price for a reason, you know? And if somebody wants to do it cheaper, they can do it cheaper. It's no problem. I can give you one example. In the United Kingdom, there, back many, many years ago, 95, 96, the milkman used to come and drop off the milk. And it was like 12 pence a bottle of milk. Then some more people realized that, you know what? Co-op, which is a supermarket there, are selling milk for 12 pence. Let's sell it for 8 pence. Then somebody else came along and said, let's sell it for 4 pence. Then somebody else comes along and says, let's just sell it for 2 pence, right? Today, none of those people exist except for Co-op. Co-op is now a multinational supermarket there in the United Kingdom. So the moral of the story is, always maintain your prices, and your price is a price for a reason, because your service is 11 out of 10. You do everything by the law. You know, some people skip some legalities. They don't have the right insurance. They don't have the right charter permit. They don't have the right, you know, paperwork. But my father has always said to me, if you want to be a global company, if you want to be on a level which you have a vision for, you have to have all your paperwork correct. And you can cut corners to be cheaper, but we're not here to be cheaper. We're here to give you the best service and the most honest service. So that's the lesson I learned there is...
you want the cheaper price, you can find somewhere else.
Yes. And if someone says I'm too expensive, I say, unfortunately, you can't afford my service. Exactly.
One thing about success that no one tells you about it.
No, actually, I always get told that it is going to be difficult. As that's such a generic answer that came into my head straight away. One thing that they didn't tell, it's going to be lonely. Super lonely.
Do you think?
Yeah.
Why?
Because sometimes you have to say no to going to dinners. Sometimes you have to say no to friends. You know, if whatever it is, you know, whether it's a birthday party or whatever. And, you know, when you say no so many times over, the real friends, the real people around you will respect the no, because they know his journey requires him to go zone in. But then you end up at the same time having a lot of people message you and say, oh, you haven't got time for us anymore. Oh, last time we spoke, we had such a great connection and now you don't have any time for us. Maybe you're fake.
Because I'm building.
Exactly. And that's why I don't have time to even respond to them. If I see any messages like that now, it's just block and delete and go. Goodbye. I just don't need that energy in my life.
Have you ever felt like quitting?
I'm not gonna lie, I have a thought of quitting once every week, but quitting is not an option.
But what gets you back?
It's just human nature. Sometimes when you just had enough of everything, you say to yourself, Alhamdulillah, I have everything. Why do I need to continue? Why am I doing this? I just quit. I just kick back on my yard. I will just enjoy life. I don't need to speak to any customers. I don't need to speak to anyone. But there is a bigger goal at the end of it, and only losers quit. Quitting is not in our blood, but it's natural for someone to feel like that. And when you feel like that, that's when you know that's more growth coming within you. When you say, no, I don't want to quit now. I want to keep plowing on. I still want to keep pushing forward. That is growth. It's like going to the gym, pushing out some weights and your muscles are tearing. When your muscles are tearing, you're pushing that weight. You say, I don't want to push for the last rep, but you're on number 9. You need to push for number 10. I want to quit. I don't want to do it. It's painful. But that is that one rep that makes sure that your muscle rips properly, so it rebuilds back a lot stronger, a lot bigger, and it's the same for business, So when I feel like that quitting moment, I have my moment, and then I have to give myself a little shake, cold shower, slap myself in the face a little bit, and say, how can I quit, Aleem? I have so many people that I inspire. How can I possibly quit? If I quit, it's not a great example, is it?
I feel that Aleem is like a lion. He's always hungry.
Yeah.
Hungry for business.
Yeah. That's my favorite animal as well, the lion.
Sometimes he rests. You always see the lion. He's resting.
Yes.
We believe that lion do nothing. Only the lioness will always provide him a food.
Exactly. And that's another point as well. When you speak about lionesses, it's such an honor for me to be having this conversation with you as the first Emirati ship captain, empowering women as well in the world of yachting. My mother is everything to me, and she is everything for my father. And, my father could not go execute the business that he wants to go and do without a strong woman behind him as well. So, women like yourself, women like my mother, good women, strong women are everything. And, when people think that men are strong, I don't think they realize how powerful and how strong mentally women can be as well. So, again, thank you so much for inspiring the next generation of women as well.
Thank you. A big salute to your mom. And love of the mom is everything. Aleem, have you reached all of this because of the love of the family?
Yes. Oh, 100%. 110%. It's like watering a flower. You just water a flower, it will grow. But if you put some extra nutrients in the water and you're watering the flower, you're going to see it blossom. You're going to see it, the colors come out of it, a lot more vibrant. And my mom has always helped me understand what my position in life is. When people come up to you and they inflate your ego and bam, she brings you straight back down. She always puts it back into perspective. I look at helicopters, I'll be like, Mom, I'm gonna buy this helicopter next. I'm gonna buy this jet next. She says, Aleem, in life, a human being is never, is never satisfied with what he has. You always want more and more. And I'm not saying that that's a problem. No. But she goes, in life, that is not everything. Sometimes you have to look after yourself.
Yes.
You have to look after your soul. You have to look after your mindset, because your health is everything as well. And, running after the dunya at all times can become exhausting. So you have to find that right balance. And, if you have a good heart and you are pure with people and you are genuine, Allah will give you more and more without you even having to work too hard as well. Oh. It will just come to you. My mother, the mindset that she instills on me, and then my dad with the drive that he puts into me, together they are my powerhouse. And then my sister as well, I can't forget her, who's always checking up on me as well and making sure that I'm okay. But yeah, your family is everything, Captain Sahara. I'm pretty sure that, your success and the reason
it's always behind it, a family or a father or a husband or a brother. But a woman's success, it's always behind her a man.
Exactly.
A man. And my success came from my husband, my family, and my kids.
MashaAllah.
Alhamdulillah.
I would love to meet your husband sometime as well.
Inshallah.
Is he a captain as well?
No, he's an engineer.
Oh, fantastic. So at least you're both working together.
Yeah. If we're gonna ask you about adding zero in your life, what was your first zero hero moment in your business?
Yeah, I remember getting a phone call from my father one New Year's Eve, and I was here in Dubai at the time. And he phoned me up and he said, you know that goal that we always said that we wanted to make every year and we'll be happy with this amount every year? He goes, we hit it. We're there now. And he goes, the only way, and he goes, if you see the growth, it's always been growing, growing, growing. And we finally hit that number. Now the only way is up after this, that's a bonus. But we're happy at this number now. And I remember I got off the phone and I had nobody around me that I could share this moment with, you know? And it was eating me alive because I was like, it wasn't about the money. It wasn't about the zero moment. It was about my father's journey of where he started off and how much money he would be making every week, every day, to what he is making now every year, collectively as a family, as the pet group of companies. And, you know, it puts you in a position where it gives you ultimate freedom. It gives you, you know, you can fly wherever you want. You can stay wherever you want. Alhamdulillah, you can eat whatever you want. You can buy whatever you want. You can support the people that you've always wanted to support and unconditionally without expecting anything in return. And then you get more barakah from it, you know? So it's a win-win situation. But money is always a goal, you know, as businessmen, you know, we always,
energy. Exactly.
It's energy. It's a way of measuring for me, you know, success. But not every part of success. But, you know, in terms of business, when I look at everything at the end of the year, I don't look at my quarterlies. I don't look at what I'm making every month, like some people here do, whatever. I just see collectively what I've done at the end of the year. And I only want to hear the figure of what I have done until it is the 31st of December. And that's when I want to hear from my accountant the number that we have made. And then I can relax for like 2 or 3 days, you know?
You deal with some of the most expensive and rare cars in the world. What the most valuable car you have ever handled?
Most valuable car I've ever handled was the Bugatti Chiron, yeah. But alhamdulillah, I have now nearly 45 cars in my collection. So we have the same car in multiple different colors as well, which gets you excited. But the Bugatti has been my most expensive car that I've ever had and my favorite car and the car that will always have my heart. I think it was my first love.
You should name a company very soon in the Bugatti.
Yeah, I don't think Bugatti will be happy with that. They're very strict on their branding.
You have traveled the world, but you keep coming back to Dubai. What makes Dubai special for business?
Dubai is everybody's dream to live, but also I think people miss out on it's also a dream place to do business. You know, networking and with the right growth, with the right circle around you, you can really propel yourself a lot faster here. Number one is the safety, the laws, the ease of doing business, the way that you can recruit people from all around the world as well. And it's so easy to ask someone to relocate from the UK, the Netherlands, from Germany, from, you know, Australia, whatever it is, when we show them our beautiful city. And we have the best weather, we have the best infrastructure, cleanliness, how clean Dubai is, you know, everywhere you go, like, you know, you will not see a piece of rubbish anywhere. And business is it's just a dream to do business here. I don't ever feel like I wake up in the morning and it's a struggle to go to the office or whatever. I look forward to the interactions I'm making on a daily basis.
And people, they want to have their own businesses very quick to have it.
Very quickly.
Within 2 days, you start everything.
100%.
Yes.
Yeah, find the best location, you know, registering your company account, everything, and bam, before you know it, you're in business.
What do you think about the biggest difference between Dubai and the other world, especially in business?
I think the beauty about Dubai is it's an international hub. So we have so many multinational people coming in, flying in. Obviously with Dubai airport, it only takes one look, one little walk through Dubai airport and you can just see all the different nationalities that are coming into Dubai, whether they're connecting into going into Australia, Malaysia, wherever it is, you have to come to Dubai. And when they stop over in Dubai, everybody's tempted to stop over for a couple of days or even, that is always the reason why they extend as well. When they come here for 2 days, 3 days, they always end up extended. But what is it that's different about Dubai? It's not one thing. It's just they do everything so much better than every other country. And I've traveled a lot of the world, but nothing is like Dubai.
It's nothing like the UAE.
Exactly, nothing like the UAE. Exactly.
UAE.
All around.
Exactly.
And unfortunately, I haven't traveled much of UAE. I've only ever been to Abu Dhabi and Dubai. I hope and plan on going to Oman and our neighboring countries and taken the yacht to different places. But unfortunately, I haven't actually traveled much to the UAE. Dubai takes my heart, and it's hard to get me out of here.
We always say that the world is in Dubai.
Yes.
If someone comes to Dubai and wants to build his business, start his business in Dubai, he got nothing, only zero. What is your advice to him?
Well, I've heard this story many of times before, especially with content creators here in Dubai, where they said that they came to Dubai with nothing but, a few £100, and they took the risk to start a new way of life. And today they are very, very successful in their rightful industries. Why? Because there is just opportunity after opportunity here in Dubai. But what you have to remember is what you put into it is what you're going to get out of it. You can't just come here and say, right, I'm here now. Why am I not being successful? You got to you got to put the effort in. Dubai will give you back what you will put into Dubai. And that's the bottom line. But I've heard so many great success stories, not just like these online fake stories that you will hear, real stories.
That's what brings you here.
Exactly.
Because you believe it.
Exactly.
What one thing about the UAE that make it's a perfect for the entrepreneurs? Again,
doing, the ease of business. There's so many different things that you can do here. Whether it's food, whether it's clothing, whether it's, yachting, whether it's cars, whether it's opening your own hotel, whether it's banking, whether it is, whatever you want to do.
Luxury innovation.
You name it, Dubai has it. And if they don't have it, they innovate into creating new industries as well. So whenever you hear about a new thing happening in the world, you say to yourself, where is it happening first? It's happening in Dubai, whether it's the flying taxi, whether it's, whatever it is. It happens in Dubai first, and then it goes out to the rest of the world. That's how much influence Dubai holds in the people of Dubai. We have very intelligent people here. We have the best of the world, the best doctors, the best accountants, the best lawyers, the best ship captains.
We are blessed. We are blessed in this country, and everyone is blessed.
Yes.
Everyone here who lives here is blessed.
Yes. I was, just to cut you short as well, sorry to interrupt you. One person as well, a very kind friend of mine, Yusuf Al-Jaziri, he invited me over to his farm. For every Friday, they have a little gathering. And he taught me a lot about the Emirati culture and the history. There is a lot more to discover about the Emirati culture as well, whether it's the camel racing, whether it's the falcons, whether it's in the horse riding. And it felt a bit more of what I was really searching for, and then sitting down on the floor together in the big majlis, having the exactly,
connected like one family.
Exactly. And at these farms, there are some of the best scientists, the biggest engineers, the best doctors, all sitting together, laughing and joking, all in one. Alhamdulillah, humble.
Yeah.
And these people are very powerful people in their rightful respects. They have got businesses all around the world. But when we are there together, we are all one. And I have learned so much from Brother Yusuf as well. And, I'm just so honored to have met him and for what he has shared with me with the Emirati culture and inviting me here to Dubai and helping me get set up here. It's him and his family, just absolutely diamond people. And, very, very grateful for him to be here and be my support system here in Dubai.
We're happy. We're happy for you.
Jazakallah.
What is the biggest myth people believe?
But what's the biggest myth people believe in Aleem? That he is unapproachable, that he is a stuck-up brat.
I didn't say it.
We all know it. We all feel
The
it.
page shows that, but I didn't believe it.
Yeah. But because of that feeling, I've also never judged a book by its cover as well now. If anybody ever says to me that this person is this or this person is that, I always say, let me judge for myself.
All right, Aleem. Before we warm up, let's do a quick round. First answer that comes to your mind.
Okay.
Your dream cars as a kid.
Bugatti.
Your dream car now.
Bugatti.
Come on. If you could only own one car for the rest of your life, what it would be?
Bugatti.
Again.
No, Rolls Royce.
Okay.
Rolls Royce, yeah, for sure.
By the way, you're a big fan of Bugatti. They should give you one free. You're marketing them very well. A car you will never sell, no matter what.
My mom's Porsche Cayenne.
Oh, because it's your mom's car?
Yes, exactly.
Oh. What one luxury you will never give up? One luxury things you will never
I shouldn't
give
think
up.
I shouldn't think too much. But the first thing that comes to my mind is being able to travel. So the luxury of being able to travel whenever I want.
Tell us something crazy that happened in your car or yacht you have never admitted before. One thing.
Okay.
And your mom, she's listening now.
The yacht, not so much crazy stuff has been happening on it because I've only had it a short amount of time. But in the cars, I had my friend drop a cigarette inside my car and he burned my interior of my Bugatti.
And then what's happened?
He's my Dutch friend. And what happened? I said to him, either you pay for this or you're never my friend ever again. But the worst part was explaining to my dad why I let my friend smoke a cigarette inside the car.
That's the worst.
But we were in traffic and he was dying for a cigarette. And he said, can I smoke one? And I was like, bro, just be super careful with it. And he was smoking and then he burnt the interior.
And did you make him pay?
I said, I'll go half with you on it because I'm sorry for having you as a friend. I said, I let you and you're stupid enough to burn it, so we go half off.
If you had to start from zero, what is the first business you would build?
Maybe the food, a restaurant. Yeah, I tell my mom to cook in the kitchen and then I will sell her food.
What type of cuisine?
Pakistani cuisine.
All right, biryani. We love biryani. What's something people don't know about Lord Aleem?
What they don't know about Lord Aleem is that...
One thing, Aleem, you have to answer very quick.
Okay, sorry. I love to sleep.
But I don't think so.
No, I don't. I don't. But sometimes I've started to really enjoy sleeping now.
Final question. Aleem, you built a brand, an empire, and a legacy in a luxury. But in the end, what truly matters beyond all of these years?
My religion, my faith, and what my morals that my mother has taught me, and how I can honor her name for the rest of my life and make them proud. You are the richest man in the world if your mother is proud of you, right? Or if your father is proud of you, or if your sister is proud of you. So what more does a man need, you know? Right?
I want you to look at the camera and say one advice to the people who are listening to you, especially to the youth.
To the youth. Never listen to the outside noise that you always receive, whether people tell you you can't do it, or you can do it, or you're not doing it right. Always go with what you feel is in your heart, and don't be hesitant. Be brave and go for it. Because if you don't go for the ideas or whatever it is that you have, you'll never be able to achieve it.
We came to the end, and we really thank you for sharing your story, your wisdom, and the moment behind the luxury. To everyone who's watching, if you love this episode, make sure to follow and subscribe Lord Aleem, and thank you so much for this moment and the time we had it together. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for your time, Captain Saha. A true pleasure. Thank you.